By the time he was 8 years old, he had lost 5 siblings. At 9, he was left for dead, only to awaken from a coma paralyzed. But he recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of body and mind. Bradley Quick is here to share with you his path from Skid Row junkie to successful talk show host, author, mentor, and motivational speaker. If you're looking for a better tomorrow, if you want a positive evolution, or if you're in need of a quick fix, you're in the right place. Now kick back and get ready for the top experts in the field of body, mind, and soul. Here on the Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quick Fix here on Cool Change Radio, your home for positive answers and a place for you to find that life and health solution you've been looking for. We're right here right now to inform you to the latest life enhancement techniques in many different areas, including health, fitness, nutrition, psychology, finance, weight loss, and a whole variety of other wonderful and life-empowering topics. Today's show is brought to you by the Cool Change Foundation. If you're fond of our show, if we brought you some breakthrough solutions, or you just want to help us stay on the air, please donate today. Think about it. We make life better for mom and dad. We make life better for the children. When we make life better for the children, we make life better for the entire family. Everybody wins. And it's 100% tax deductible. No donations ever too small. You can donate right now at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. And remember, it's time for Cool Change with the Cool Change Foundation. Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Bradley Quick. I'm here as always to discuss solutions with you. I'm here to talk to you about having a better life experience and becoming the best you that you can be. Our guest today is Alycia Schlesinger, inspirational storyteller and empath, who uses both speaking and writing to convey her message of transcendence. Hey, Alicia, you ready for a great show?
Yes, Bradley.
That's good. You sit tight. We'll be right with you. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. All right. Hello, everybody. This is so exciting that you're here, and thank you all for joining us on Cool Change Radio, BradleyQuick.com, and on Facebook. As you know, you catch our live and recorded video shows and interviews on those sites and many other websites. And as always, you can listen to our archived audio interviews, hundreds of them. Your favorite topics, favorite experts, and favorite personalities at BradleyQuick.com. And if you're not hanging out at CoolChangeRadio.com, BradleyQuick.com is the place to be. And if you ever find yourself surfing on YouTube, you want to get some real inspiration, some real insights, some real good, positive, transformational information, you can go to our site there, which is Cool Change Radio. That's Cool Change Radio on YouTube. Later, my buddy Paul Medrano, former Mr. Universe, will be here with us talking about fitness and healthy living in our Getting Fit with Mr. Universe segment. It's all going to happen shortly, so stay put. Now, make a note. If you'd like to chime in with a question from my guest today, just pick up the phone and call us. Call us right now at 818-824-9123. That's 818-824-9123. You may want to keep that number on hand because that's the number to all the shows here on Cool Change Radio. That's 818-824-9123. Okay, she has spent the last 14 years of her life dedicated to the mastery in the fields of personal development, consciousness, health, and spiritual evolution. Joining us now on the Quick Fix here on the Cool Change Radio and TV Network is the inspirational storyteller and empath herself, Alycia Schlesinger. Alycia, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bradley.
It's so good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Have you slowed down a little bit? Are you not quite as nervous?
Oh, I'm not nervous. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling enthusiastic.
So what made you want to, I just use this term, come out of the closet? I mean, come out of your pain and isolating with your pain to carrying the message?
It's been a process. It's been a long process. In 2004, I got the inspiration to want to be a speaker and a storyteller.
Isn't that fun?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. And as that unfolded, so did a lot of pain and healing and recovery. I mean, the way that I look at it, I think when someone has a dream, like a really heartfelt dream or something in their soul that they're here to do.
A passion and a purpose.
A passion and a purpose. Yeah. It's like we get inspired to that dream, and then everything inside that needs to be broken down in preparation for the ability to carry out that dream happens. That's been my experience.
It's those of us that have gone through hell and back.
Yeah.
I did that for a reason, so that we can carry this message to other people from a heartfelt sense.
Yes.
And from a heartfelt space. Because if we're preaching to somebody, that's not as effective as if we're communicating with their heart.
Right.
Identification through association. So you've got that. You had some experiences in your life that weren't all that positive, right?
No, I would say they were the opposite. But it's funny. I have had the experience of hell. Like I know what it's like to want to die, to not want to be here anymore. I mean, a big part of my path was having to release all of that pain and really find out what was worth living for. And I'm the last person that would preach to anybody. You know, it's like I've had to find my way. I'm still finding my way. I think it's, you know, part of the process. But I'm grateful for it now because I feel free in a way that I've never felt before. And I would never be there if I hadn't gone through everything I went through.
Right. The only way to get through it is through it. But having come through it, we have a whole new perspective of life, don't we?
Yes. Yes.
So you actually were so suicidal at one point.
Very.
What brought
Very.
you to that point of wanting to commit suicide?
Well, you know, it's not something, I've always been a really high energy, like joy-filled child. I've always had that
Your
natural.
smile radiates and your energy is
Thank
just
you.
immense. Yeah.
Thank you. I've kind of always been that way. So when this happened, it was shocking to me, shocking to everybody in my family. In hindsight, I understand it. I was a really A-type person, like really a high achiever, like go for it, determined.
We can get this done. Just
Yes.
let us have a chance.
That's
Yeah,
right. I was always that person. I was an athlete. I was always like, give me this. I'm going for it. And I started getting into personal development and spirituality and spiritual work. And I loved it. I had this like thirst for it. And so I put everything into it. And I started, you know, going through Tony Robbins seminars when I was 29.
Right, but what brought you to the point of suicide back in the day?
Well, what happened was after I went through the Tony Robbins seminars, after I got my master's in spiritual psychology, I had done so much intense work. The metaphor I use, what ended up happening is I unearthed repressed childhood memories that I did not know were in my unconscious.
Because you were too busy stuffing yourself with new information and ripping apart the onion, so to speak.
Yes. I mean, it was part information, but it was mostly all the processes that I was going through. I was doing so much intense work over a concentrated period of time. It was like 3 or 4 years of just really intense work. It's like I swam into the middle of the ocean and then all of a sudden it's like getting dropped there. You either sink or swim.
Right.
And what happened is when everything that I used to not feel the feelings anymore moved away, all of a sudden all this pain was there.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, and there was help. I was seeing someone, I was in love with someone, and I found out that he was with someone else and he was moving in with someone else.
Oh, that's terrible.
And the pain of that was what really kicked it off and triggered it. I experienced like 8 months of post-traumatic stress where I slept 3 hours a night for 8 months with my whole body burning.
Wow.
I had to do 3 hours of meditation every night just to sleep those 3 hours. And on the other side, when I finally surrendered to that, and like I was drinking chai lattes, that was my drug of choice, you know? It was like
Druggy.
yeah, total druggy. And when I let those go, all of the pain that I had unearthed through all the work came through like a freight train. I couldn't move off my couch for 72 hours.
Right.
But that actually lasted for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I know how that is. I was fell in love with her. She passed through my life as well, and when she was gone, I was devastated. Went from circuit speaker to babbling idiot.
Yeah.
And I got fired from 4 jobs. One of them was a Christmas tree salesman. I couldn't do anything. I was just blah, blah, blah. I know what it is. Emotional recovery is incredibly tough.
It's very challenging. It's very challenging. I think the most challenging thing about it, I mean, the gift was, it's like in hindsight, I can see that all the training that I had, everything that I'd been through,
Right.
it was like I had all the tools to move through this.
Right.
But when I was going through it, nobody knew what was wrong with me.
Wow.
All they wanted to do was medicate me. And intuitively, that did not feel right to me. Like,
Did you induce medication? Did you embark upon it?
I didn't.
That journey, that's good. Me either.
I didn't. I don't have, I can't say what's right for someone else, but I know for me, I had this intuitive impulse that if I could just get to the end of the feelings, like there's got to be an end to these feelings that are coming up.
Right.
then it'll be okay. And my sense was that if I went on medication, that might slow down that process.
You don't want to slow down the process.
I didn't slow down the process. No. I just kept going. And, you know, some days were like, I would have to sit in my room and do 6 hours of spiritual and emotional work just to be able to leave the house.
But you had actually gone through all this spiritual work prior to this engagement. I did too. I was 7.5 years into this process, transitional process, when I was hit by this emotional stuff. And you'd already been through it 3 years anyway, right?
Well, what was happening? I mean, I was into the work, and I was working. I've been a mortgage broker. My past life that I'm transitioning out of right now. I've been a mortgage broker for 14 years, and I was working on a huge project for my dad's company. So I was getting my master's. I was immersed in that project, and I was in love with that person.
Everything was taking your attention, absorbing.
Yeah, and everything was great. I was really feeling good. You know, making a lot of money. Really thought I had the life that I wanted, but I just was not in my body. I was running my childhood stuff without knowing it, and you know, it was a rude awakening. It was like everything separated at the same time.
That sounds incredible. Well, listen, when we come back, so this is a huge experience, but what was the scariest part I want to know what the scariest part of going through this experience was, because it sounds like there was just so much happening and so much doing that it all kind of dissipated, all the what was stealing your attention. So now you were stuck with you.
Right.
Is what it sounds like to me. And that's a scary place to be when you're not ready for it.
Right.
When you're not ready. This is a cool thing. Well, thanks here for being with us, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, we're going to be right back. Promise? Yeah, I promise. We'll promise we will. Hey, listen, stay put, everybody. We've got a habit you want to change. How would you do things differently to better your life experience if you could? Well, you just sit tight. We may have some insight for you. I'm here with Alycia Schlesinger, an inspirational storyteller and empath. She's fearless about transparency, and she's sharing her own pain and her life changes. She uses her personal story as her primary tool to assist others in their transformation. This is the Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, broadcasting live from Freddie Siegel Studios. I'm Bradley Quick. We'll be right back.
Today, experience the Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on CoolChangeRadio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to BradleyQuick.com. That's BradleyQuick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at BradleyQuick.com.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
This has never been attempted before by any treatment center, ever. Seasons Malibu is willing to take the risk because they understand quality care and evidence-based long-term recovery. Pay for only 3 months of treatment and stay until you are better, period. I'll say that one more time. Pay for only 3 months of treatment and stay until you are better. Enough is enough. Seasons Malibu wants to count your days of recovery, not the dollars in your pocket. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just straightforward world-class treatment until you are better. Do not hesitate. Call now. Seasons Malibu, 866-780-8539, 866-780-8539. That's Seasons Malibu at www.seasonsmalibu.com or 866-780-8539, 866-780-8539. For a free consultation and details, 866-780-8539. All right, welcome back. You're listening to The Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place for positive change. I'm Bradley Quick. We're right here right now to help you gain the upper hand, becoming all that you want to be. This segment is brought to you by my buddies at GapZip.com. They ask, how do you think? They say, how you think is more important than what you think. It's one of the chief reasons why many of you get stuck when you try to take the next step in your career or personal relationships. I'm going to be joined by two dynamic guys from gapzip.com who actually teach people how to think. They're coming up really soon here, but I want you to know every second and fourth Tuesday, if you go and sign up at gapzip.com, you can join them on the internet on a wonderful webinar and learn a new way to think. That's gapzip.com, gapzip.com. All right, for those of you just joining us on Cool Change Radio, Facebook, or bradleyquick.com, welcome. You can listen to this show again at hundreds of hours of other self-discovery content anytime you want by simply going to bradleyquick.com. You can also sign up for our weekly radio show email reminder, where once a week you'll receive the most recent interviews in the comfort of your own home or office. And you can listen at your convenience and make sure not to miss your favorite experts, authors, or personalities. You can also podcast any of our shows or just listen to us anytime from anywhere at www.bradleyquick.com. That's bradleyquick.com. All right. Our guest today is Alycia Schlesinger, an inspirational storyteller and empath. She has spent the last 14 years of her life dedicated to the mastery in the fields of personal development, consciousness, health, and spiritual evolution. Hey, Alicia, welcome back.
Thanks, Bradley.
So good to have you. So what was the scariest part of this, going through this experience for you?
I think the scariest part was that, like I said, nobody knew what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. And every day I would wake up and I would feel like I was in the Twilight Zone. Like literally, like, yeah, like, you know, the depression commercials where they show like the umbrella, the person's holding the umbrella, and it's just raining on them.
Right.
That's what it felt like every day. It was like there was this stuff all over me every time I woke up, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to have my life back again.
Wow.
And so I just had to like keep following like my inner guidance and just do what was like the next indicated action every single day, hoping that it would pass. And finally I had a miracle, and the miracle was I did this huge writing assignment where I wrote out every relationship I'd ever had in my life.
Oh, yeah. Is that the 700-page...
Yeah, yes. Just like
700 pages.
It was 500, and
500, 700.
I was just dedicated. I was looking for like what really happened, and what I found, what I remembered was when I was 11 years old, I had been through some really traumatic experience, and those are the memories that I was talking about that eventually came back.
Physical, mental, emotional? What?
It was both. What it was is I remembered that when I was 11, like I knew exactly who I was. Mm-hmm. I was a writer. I knew that I would wake up and write plays. Like children really know who they are.
Yeah, well, they're not corrupt yet.
No.
Yeah, corrupted yet.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, that's what I got. I saw a picture of me when I was 11, and I remembered, wow, I thought I was beautiful. I knew who I was. And it was funny because I was born with a birth defect. I was born with a huge tumor in my cheek called a lymphangioma. It was wrapped around my facial nerve. And I remember still loving myself. Like, I didn't even know. My mom would always say, you know, don't you let anyone say anything, because people would be like, what's wrong with that child, you know? And they would think I had the mumps, or they would think something was really wrong with me. And my mom would be like, I started hiding behind her skirt.
Wow.
And she said, honey, you never hide behind my skirt. You stand in front of me and you tell people there's nothing wrong with me. I just have a birth defect. And so, like, my mom really instilled that in me. So I really thought I was beautiful. I raised my hand for everything. I like knew who I was as much as you can when you're 11. I just really liked myself. And what happened is my mom was an alcoholic, and she bottomed out from her alcoholism when I was 11. And the night that it happened, she was sitting on my bed telling me that her and my dad were going to get a divorce, until I cried, and she was drunk. And then she fell asleep. Well, she passed out in her bed, and I stayed up all night checking her breathing. And my dad was not home because I thought she was dead.
Right.
So, like, the trauma of that was one thing. But then 3 months later, I had my first surgery on my cheek, and they took me an hour early while my parents were at breakfast.
They can't do that.
Somehow they did back then. And I was screaming down the hall for my mom. They put me in pre-op. They gave me 17 shots in 5 minutes because they had an intern on me trying to find my veins.
Oh.
So
it wasn't 17 successful shots. That's
no, it was just
16
17
attempts
shots.
Man.
And I was a little girl. It was terrible. And
I bet it was.
So my mom came in, and by then it was already too late. And, you know, I had this experience of what the terror was like. But
being all lonely.
It was like, it was traumatic. Like, it was nightmare. But see, the miracle is that I looked at pictures, me in 4th grade, me in 5th grade, 2 different children.
Wow.
Like, I could see where the split happened.
Right.
And of course it did, because that's when those things happen. But the other thing that happened...
Your shields were already up then by the time you...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they weren't conscious. They were
No,
repressed.
not at all. Not at all.
I didn't even remember
your
them.
self-preservation mechanisms had already clicked in. Yeah.
Yes, and they work, and you can't get around them.
No, you can't. It's all subconscious. You don't even know that you're perpetuating, but you do.
Correct.
And somebody calls you and you go, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the other thing that I remembered, which is interesting, because this was a miracle.
Uh-huh.
The fact that I even had this experience where I could see what happened there.
Right.
This is what kind of broke it all loose. I remember that in 4th grade, I was in love with this boy.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, as much as, you know, 4th graders could be in love, we'd go in the back of the room and spin the globe, and we were going to move to Kamchatka and get married. And one day I came in and he had asked another girl out. You know, was dating another girl. So it was like my first broken heart.
4th grade dating another girl. That's terrible.
Although, I've got to say, what I did in that moment changed my life. Because what I did is I told myself that the reason he asked her out was because her mom was not an alcoholic.
Right.
She didn't have a birth defect.
That's what you told yourself.
Right.
That's what you fantasized or brought into your conscious reality.
Right.
Was everything that was wrong with you was
Yes.
due to all these circumstances in your life.
Correct. And that I couldn't trust myself, because if I loved him and he loved someone else, then there must be something wrong with me.
Of course.
I must be defective.
Oh, you must.
And I can't trust myself. So I literally was living that script out up until the time that I had this experience with that boyfriend. It was just the same script.
Right.
He was leaving me for the same girl, quote unquote, that the guy was in 4th grade.
Wow.
And it was the same script.
You were just perpetuating, and the tape was looping. It was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so your whole life you ran from that.
Right.
By occupying your mind and trying to better yourself. But you were bettering your conscious mind, not your subconscious mind.
Correct. And I was basically perpetuating a lie, because everything I told myself wasn't true.
Of course.
There was nothing wrong with me.
It was based on what your self-preservation mechanisms again, and your automatic conditioned responses.
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm hurting right now.
Well, you know what though? It's amazing, because that's when I saw all of that and I saw the trauma, I got what that stuff was that I was waking up with. It was trauma.
Right.
I just needed to let it come up and out. It took 4.5 years for me to release all of that.
What were some of the most powerful tools you were able to utilize in that moment to go back and fix those tapes?
Specifically to work with the stuff that was all over my body, like that thing that was in my conscious, that depression. I used breath work. I used self-forgiveness. I used a lot of the tools that I learned in my master's in spiritual psychology program.
Michael Baker owns a company called the Breath Center. Michael Baker does a show out of here on Thursdays called Love, Serve People, Love, Feed People, Love, Serve, Feed People, and Remember God.
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
I know from personal experience, he's amazing. And I saw healers. I used breath work. I used NLP, because I'm certified in NLP.
Right.
I did anything and everything that got brought forward. And once I saw that script was there in my unconscious, I went, well, if I put that one in there, I can put a new one in there.
Right.
So I started using music and what I call a gratitude walk, just calling in what the kind of life that I wanted and focusing on that an hour a day, focusing on that with music, like really Napoleon Hill talks about it a lot, and a lot of people do it. I mean, it really does work. It's taken time, and it was like emotional release and calling in what I wanted. Emotional release and calling in what I wanted. And over a period of time, it's like I got to become who I would have been if my story hadn't been interrupted.
Right. But you're much further than that. Because if you would have come who you would have been, you never would have been the person you are today.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's why I say, like, as painful and as scary as that whole thing was, it was the best thing.
Tell me what stood in your way. Because I know that creating a new habit takes at least 21 to 30 days every day. And if you lose a day, you got to start all over again, right? I know that for a fact. What got in your way? What did your subconscious mind throw? What barriers and obstacles did it throw in your way?
It was the pattern that I'm talking about. I mean, it really, specifically for me, it was always like, there's another woman that's better. There's another woman that's prettier. You're not enough. You'll never make it. You're never going to be okay. All of that stuff. I still kept going. I kept working. I did yoga. I mean, it was a 4.5 year process to break through it.
Wow.
And
so you didn't give up. You just kept going.
I was not giving up. I was not giving up. Well, one, being really in love with someone helps because I wasn't going down like that. And, and finding the love for myself. I mean, the one thing that he said to me that really motivated the process is when he was moving in with that other woman, he said to me, I asked him, did you ever love me? And he said, yes, I loved you. I stopped when you stopped. And I said,
stopped when you stopped.
And I said, I never stopped loving you.
Wow.
And he said, I stopped loving you when you stopped loving you.
That's amazing.
And that motivated me to keep going until I could honestly feel like I love myself again and I would pick me. I can walk into a room and I would still pick to be me.
Right.
Because I knew that when I was 11. I knew it. I loved me then. I knew I could love me again.
Isn't that wonderful? Her name's Alycia Schlesinger. You can check her out. You can email her. Check her out on Facebook. Spell that last name for us real quick.
It's Schlesinger.
Wow, you heard it right here on the Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. And you hang in there. We'll be right back with you. Okay, is that fair enough?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love that she's here. Listen, I've got the UFO Skywatch in Malibu this Saturday, July 14th. ET expert Renato Longato will be conducting a lecture on the place of extraterrestrial in the shift of 2012 at a Skywatch call-in space for viewing. It's going to be amazing. The Great Spirits Ranch. If you go to the greatspiritsranch.com, thegreatspiritsranch.com, you can check it out. It's in the Santa Monica Mountains in Malibu. Admission's only $33. Amazing. Go there right now. It starts at 4 p.m. The evening speakers start at 8 p.m. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, bye.
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com. You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
I'm Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More. 7 times more Americans have hepatitis C than AIDS. I'm one of them. If you're one of the millions of Americans with hepatitis C and your doctors are treating you with interferon, then you're clearly aware of how your life has been turned horribly upside down. Backed by huge pharmaceutical monies, the medical community swears there's only one dangerous, disabling way to battle this silent killer. It's not true. There are alternatives, and they work. Triumph Over Hepatitis C is a book written by best-selling author Lloyd Wright, who fully recovered from this frightening disease. Lloyd is helping others to take charge of their lives and fight for their body's freedom from this crippling illness. His program is working for me. Call the people at Hepatitis C Free now at 866-HEP-C-FREE. That's 866-HEP-C-FREE. Don't become another medical statistic. Find out the truth about hepatitis C and get your life back.
Get your copy of Triumph Over Hepatitis C at Barnes & Noble and at hepatitiscfree.com. Call 866-HEP-C-FREE.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place to find your passion and purpose. I am Bradley Quick. We're right here right now to provide you with alternative solutions to the issues in your life. I'd like to share with you a great opportunity to go experience the 5 portals of your existence, utilizing the Toltec wisdom. Go down to Teotihuacan, Mexico with me. I'll be going down there again in October, and it's amazing. I stay at the Dreaming House, which is owned by Alberto and a great buddy of mine, Lee McCormick, run by a beautiful woman named Emily Greaves. It's a chance for you to walk through your life's existence utilizing the energy of the pyramids. It's absolutely amazing. It transformed my life. I know that it will transform your life. It's something that everybody should do at least once. At least once you should experience this, and if you're anything like me, it'll grab you and you'll go back and back again and again. Again, go to spiritrecovery.com. That's SPRITRecovery.com. excuse me, SPIRIT recovery, spiritrecovery.com. Click on the Journeys link and join us down in the pyramids. Spiritrecovery.com. Click on the Journeys link and join us down in the pyramids. Lee goes down there about 4 or 5 times a year, does these excursions. It's just amazing. You really, 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 you'll benefit from it. You really will. I'll see you there on the pyramids. All right. She's been passionately sharing her story since 2008 and has used her heightened intuitive abilities in working with hundreds of people since 2004, both in one-on-one sessions and in group settings. She's currently working on her first book, will be hosting her own weekly podcast set to launch in late July. That's this month, as a matter of fact. Welcome, joining us once again, Alycia Schlesinger, an inspirational storyteller and empath. Hey, Alycia, what is this stuff about a podcast?
Well, it's interesting. Like I said, everything, like it's so amazing to go through this experience where, you know, you hold a vision and eventually if you just keep taking steps forward, it eventually comes forward. Mm-hmm. It's coming forward.
That's great.
In a big way. And
I'm jealous. How come you didn't do a show out of here?
Like I said, it wasn't my idea. It was just like came forward. It's a woman empowered network thing. And
that's wonderful. Well, I'm not a woman empowered network. But
yeah, not a woman in power, Bradley.
You're so funny. So what kept you going through this whole thing? Was it the desire to be free? Was it, what was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, what it was. It was a desire to be free. I mean, really, quite frankly, I mean, I remember the weekend where it was the worst, where like after 2.5 years, most of the suicidal impulses had stopped. But in 2010, I had another...
Wait. After 2.5 years, this isn't an overnight thing. This is not 2.5 days, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 months. This is 2.5 years.
Right. 2.5 years. I cried every day, every single day.
You had to do something positive. Even though you were crying, you had to do something positive day in and day out.
Correct.
Week in and week out.
That's
month in and month out. Year in and year out. You just had to keep doing this, right?
That's right.
And so tell us what kept you going.
Well, I mean, I was doing it for myself. I was doing it for my mom, who passed away last year. I remember the weekend. Well, you know, I basically had to make a decision. You know, I had to decide, am I staying or am I going? Like, I love myself enough to say, okay, if you want to go, go, you know? And I had to really come, and it wasn't an overnight thing. It was like a process. And once I chose to stay, I had to find out what's worth staying here for. And it wasn't like everything outside had been taken away. Literally.
You had all that money being the
money
mortgage
gone,
broker, all gone.
Money gone, credit score gone, relationship gone. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. She was my best friend. She got sober. She was 28 years sober when she passed away last year, but she was my best friend. And I remember the weekend where I just was like, okay, I've decided to stay here. I've got to find what's worth living for. Right. Like, what is going to make me happy? How am I going to... And the only thing I can come up with is loving myself, loving what I do, and loving people around me. And I didn't love what I did. I fell into being a mortgage broker. It was all about being good enough. It was all about having stuff to overcompensate for that feeling that there was something wrong with me. So when my life dissolved, I was just left with a blank slate, which is a beautiful thing and a scary thing. And I just started really moving towards what's going to really make it worth it. But I'll tell you what the difference was. When my mom got sick, she was diagnosed in November. It was like I finally had a reprieve. It was November 2010. She got diagnosed with lung cancer, and she was gone in 6 months.
6 months? That's just bing, done.
Yeah, gone. And she'd never been sick. She was really young. She was 74. To me, that's still really young. And because I had done all that work, thank God, I was able to be really present for her. And what I got to see in her last couple weeks of life, I got to watch her dying process. And I got to watch her wrap up her loose ends in life. And
wrap up her loose ends, meaning what?
Her relationships.
Wow.
You
she got to come to terms with them or fix them to her best of her ability, or just come at peace with the relationships and the people. Yeah,
I mean, she was truly my hero. Like, you know, in the last 2 weeks of her life, she lost her house. The man that she was with walked out 3 weeks before she died.
Wow.
For another woman. But I got to see 4 days before she died, there were 17 people in her hospital room.
Wow.
Because she was 28 years sober, and she had helped so many newcomers in her sobriety that room was filled with people whose lives she had changed.
Right, whose lives had been transformed because of her input.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how many times I would be like, Mom, let's go to a movie. She's like, oh, honey, I'm taking a newcomer to a meeting. And I'd be like, okay.
Right.
You know, and I didn't get, so often we go through life, we don't even get who the people are in our lives because we're so busy moving through everything so fast. It's like everything slowed down. I didn't have anything anyway, so I could be fully present and be with her in her last couple days and, get to see her. The thing she said is, I was a fraud my whole life. And I get it. That's what created that suicidal impulse.
I was a fraud, meaning she was not being real and being somebody that everybody thought she should be, or she was stuck in her self-preservation mechanisms.
Both.
Which, just bing, bing, bing. We put up whatever facade we need, right?
Both. And she really saw it. But like what I saw is it didn't matter in that hospital bed when there were only 4 days left. All that mattered was that she knew that we loved her and that she loved us so much.
Isn't that so amazing? I was talking with somebody on the show just the other day about the time we lose ego and lose everything is when at the moment of crisis. The human race all comes together.
Right.
Color, creed, religion doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
It's all about helping, caring, and loving.
Right.
And she was on her deathbed, and that's where she was, right? None of this other stuff even mattered. It was about the love, right?
Yeah, she came out of she went into a coma. We thought we were going to lose her.
Right.
They brought her out, and it's like she had been transformed in that 24 hours. She came out. She made amends to every single one of us.
Wow.
Made sure that we were all okay.
Clear with what she'd done in her life.
She just came into acceptance about everything and just told me how much she loved me. And it was like, wow, the money doesn't matter. What matters is, at the end, did I make a difference?
Right.
Did I make a difference? Did I use what I have to give?
Well, you actually got something out of this.
It changed my life. Wow. It changed. That is the thing. Right before she died, I got this feeling. I had a friend that was staying with me, and I asked him to leave the room. And I said to her, Mom, I want you to know that your life was a total success in every way that matters.
I want to cry right now.
And I said, you were the best mother I could have ever asked for. You never let me down. Wow. I love you so much. You are my favorite person. You are always going to be my favorite person. You had an amazing life. Your children love you, and we are okay. Wow. And as soon as that happened, she took her last breath. Wow. And she was gone.
Wow, she came to peace with everything right then and right there.
It was amazing. I had they had taken the heart machines and everything out of the room, and I was really scared because I had never been through anybody dying, and we had a do not resuscitate. So there was nothing they could do. So it was just me and her for the last 6 hours. Wow. And all I knew to do was sing to her.
I'm speaking with Alicia, that's Alycia, Alycia Schlesinger, Schlesinger. She's an inspirational storyteller and empath. You can contact her on Facebook at Alycia Schlesinger. I'm sure she's there on Facebook. And her email address is A as in Apple, M as in Mary, S, Breeze, BREEZE, AMS Breeze at yahoo.com if you'd like to send her your story or a question or a concern or just be able to hook up with her and collect her energy. You're amazing.
Thank you, Bradley.
Listen, Mr. Universe is supposed to come in here in just a few minutes. Mm-hmm. Would you help me kick his butt and so we can kick him out of the right? Well, come on, we'll just take over and we'll do the whole show.
There you go.
Are you willing to do that with me?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Well, you stand tall, right? Make it happen. Well, so nutrition, discipline, nutrition, and faith really made a huge part in this whole deal, right?
Yes.
Because you must discipline yourself to get the faith and the nutritional aspect, right?
It was, I think of discipline as kind of like something you have to force yourself to do. I mean, someone I love, Reverend Michael Beckwith always says, the pain pushes until the vision pulls.
Right.
And I had a combination. It was like the pain pushed me, and the vision of wanting to be free and being me and love myself and have my life back again.
Right.
Especially for my mom, that was pulling. But
wow, that was huge.
The breath work and the nutrition was huge. I do a lot of cleansing. I've done 9 or 10 cleanses in the last 4 years. I'm a huge proponent of that. I do a ton of nutritional supplementation, and I'm primarily vegan. I eat mainly organic. I had to do everything I could do to assist myself and take any stress out of my body.
See, the anxiety of digesting incomplete foods
Right.
and man-made foods is really a stress.
It is.
Listen, the music's going to start now, so I'm
Okay.
going to ask you to be quiet for a second
Sure.
because when it starts, it's kind of hard to talk to you and do the music too.
Sure.
You know? I love it. Stay put, everybody. You're in the right place. Cool Change Radio would like to welcome all our new talk shows, including Dates, Mates, and Dear Mrs. D. We got a whole bunch of stuff like that happening, And we're going to make it happen for you here on Cool Change Radio. And this is the place for positive change. And we're coming right back with more Alycia Schlesinger. And this is just a wonderful thing. Go to coolchangeradio.com, get the latest in all our talk shows and everything that's happening for you. This is just a great place to be. We're here for you, okay? On Cool Change Radio. We'll be right back. Get quality goods for less from Bag City, serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Up to 70% below retail on everything. Coin purses, wallets, organizers, purses, briefcases, backpacks, travel and garment bags, and ladies' and men's leather jackets. All discounted, all up to 70% below retail. Bag City, the best for less? Bag City serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Contact Bag City at 818-990-1795. That's Bag City, quality goods for less money. Bag City, where 15% of all sales go to local charities. You can't beat that. You help local charities while getting quality goods at up to 70% below retail. Contact Bag City now at 818-990-1795. Contact Bag City today and get quality goods for less money. That's 818-990-1795. Shop Bag City to save. Shop Bag City for charity. Bag City, 818-990-1795.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
Today, experience The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on coolchangeradio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to bradleyquick.com. That's bradleyquick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at bradleyquick.com.
All righty, welcome back. Thank you all for joining us on Cool Change Radio, Facebook, and BradleyQuick.com. As you know, you can catch our live and video recorded shows on Cool Change Radio and over 700 hours of my best audio interviews, your favorite topics and personalities at BradleyQuick.com. Or if you're visiting YouTube, you can go to Cool Change Radio on YouTube. They should all be there as well. We got about 400,000 views in, I think, 9 or 10 weeks. It's just amazing. I'm so very grateful for you. Go check us out, Cool Change Radio on YouTube. All right, you're listening to Cool Change Radio, as you well know. We're broadcasting live from Freddie Siegel Studios. We're your home for self-improvement and a place for positive life enhancement. I want you to know we're being supported in large part by one of my favorite charities, the Cool Change Foundation. The foundation was created to help families, all the children in those families. They do that by providing positive transformational life enhancement methods and techniques to those children's caretakers, usually moms and dads, so they may overcome negative habits and become better role models and providers for the kids. As a direct result, the children's home and family life becomes more nurturing and loving. It does every time. You can help the Cool Change Foundation help the mom, dads, and kids in your community, and you can do that right now. Simply send a donation of love and support directly to the foundation at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Once there, simply click on the Support Us link at the top of the page. You'll be helping us help the kids. Again, that's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Click on the Support Us link at the top of the page. You'll be helping us today. Every penny counts. No donation's ever too small. And the children need your help. From all of us here at Cool Change Radio, we thank you for your support. All right, joining us once again is Alycia Schlesinger, an inspirational storyteller and empath. Her energy is presently focused on expanding the scope of her audience to maximize her ability to serve as an instrument of hope and transformation. Alicia, welcome back.
Thanks, Brian.
We were touching base on nutrition and discipline and having to do something different. Because I know if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting.
That's right.
If you want something different, you got to do something different,
That's
right?
right.
So
That's
where
right.
did you find the discipline? Was it out of the pain?
Well, yeah. I mean, one, like I said, I didn't want to go on medication. And
Right.
two, I wanted a different experience. I already decided, okay, if I'm staying on this planet, I want to love the experience. And that means that I have to keep clearing until I get to a place where I can find peace and joy. And I learned so much from that, because what I think I got as a byproduct of this entire experience is we really, truly do co-create our reality. Where we take action from is what becomes our everyday experience. So
Where we take action from becomes our everyday experience. Explain that.
what I mean by that is, if I'm having a day where wake up, because I don't know about anyone else, but I have days where I wake up in just fear, or I wake up in anxiety.
Yeah, we wake up some days where it's slow and hard to get out of bed, and other days
Yeah.
where you just want to jump up and attack the world.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And I thought, well, I'm not going to live my life being at the mercy of whatever comes forward when I wake up. I am going to
Create it.
set an intention and create it. And the way that I do that is I work my process in the morning. I use all the tools that I use to get out of the depression, but now I use it to bring myself into a place of harmony before I start the day, before I do anything. Because if I'm going to create today, I'm going to create from a place of love and peace, because then I'm going to have, results that are based on love and peace and trust, not from fear and doubt. So that morning time that I spend in prayer, meditation, breath work, emotional release work, whatever I need to do to bring myself into a place of neutrality and then upward into joy. I use two processes.
It reminds me of a song by the Doors. Woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. And that's how he started.
That's not
his day.
part of my process.
My point is, he was singing about that, right?
Right.
He ended up dying of an overdose.
That's right. That's exactly right.
He was.
That is right.
Wow, that's exactly what you do every day, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, what I get now is, it doesn't matter what physical action I take. It matters what physical action I take in the day.
Right.
But the physical action and the decisions I make in the day are going to be based on how I'm feeling that day.
Right.
Therefore, the most important thing that I can do with any day is set the temperature.
Is set the tone.
Yes.
Set the agenda.
Yes.
This is what we're going to do. I have something.
It's not an agenda really, as much as it's get my inner climate to a place
Right,
where
but
I feel
you
good.
have an agenda in the morning that you follow
Yes.
to open up these
Correct.
doors, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I have a favorite saying here on the show: "Take the body, the mind will follow."
Yes.
It doesn't matter what your head says, right?
Oh,
Just
no.
do it anyway.
That's right.
Right?
That's where the discipline comes in,
Yeah.
because it's easy for my mind to tell me, oh, no, we have so many things to do today. There's so much to do. You don't want to do this, And it's like having to go, wait a minute, I know better.
Yeah,
I know
happened
how
to me
my
this
day's going to
morning.
go. Yeah.
The meditation, nah. This can wait, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a pretty good relationship with God, or however you
powers
call
that
it,
be in the universe,
powers
right.
that be, and I have to call that in. I have to get to a place where I'm peaceful, or I'm going to be at the mercy of anything and everything, And when I'm able to take that time and do that, I'm creating from that place, and I'm creating a different life.
Build the day like you want the day to look.
Right.
In the morning,
Yes.
build it.
Yes. Well, I build it in consciousness. Like, I think it has to do with how are you inside. It doesn't matter. I let the day unfold. I let the day come to me,
Right.
but I attract what comes to me. I don't even like to use that word. It's so overused
right,
now,
right.
but I'm going to bring to me wherever I start in consciousness. I truly believe that our external reality is just a reflection of our inner reality. So if my inner...
That's like you attract what you are.
That's
like
right.
attracts like.
That's right. Which, that has been my journey, is coming into loving myself. And if I love myself, I'm going to take care of myself in the morning. I'm going to help me feel good. And some days, you know what? It's really hard. Some days I have to do, more meditation or more breath work. And, I love music and I use music and I get myself in a feeling good state. But I'm not talking about a spiritual bypass. I'm not talking about thinking positive. I don't believe in that. I believe
You're talking about opening yourself up to the inspiration.
Yes.
From
that's
the powers that be in the universe.
That's
right.
exactly.
The universe is much smarter than you and I.
That's exactly.
Much smarter. Knows
That's
plenty
exactly.
more than we know, right?
Well, I heard a statistic that's unbelievable. And we get like 15 million bits of information a minute, and we can process 15.
Right.
So which 15 do we pick?
Whether that's a big,
exactly.
whether that's a big number or a small number, it's still the differential there, the ratio is just astronomical.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. So it's all about surrender. It's all about surrender. But me doing what I can do, which is bringing myself to peace inside.
We're running out of time here. What is the experience? What is your experience about the universe opening up? Once you've made a decision, once you've relinquished control back to the powers that be in the universe, and you go through a meditation, you do these things, the universe opens up for you and starts providing, right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's grace. It's like boom. It's right there. It just comes in. It's not. It's like, I think of it like a samurai. Like, I don't take 400 actions anymore. I surrender, and the one right action comes forward.
Wow.
That's equivalent to like 400 of my own, and may not even be equivalent, because I don't know what's going to be the thing that brings forward what it is I'm looking for.
What would you say some of the biggest gifts that you've experienced as a result of everything you've gone through?
Compassion is number one.
Compassion
for myself,
for others?
for myself first,
Right.
And for others. Like, I had to get that I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to do it right all the time.
You're perfectly imperfect.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's given me, an empathic understanding of other people and their pain, and compassion. And that's been a huge gift, because I was not compassionate. My nickname before all this happened was Angry Girl. That was my nickname at work.
Angry eyes.
Yeah, Angry Girl. And I was angry all the time because I was betraying myself. And my teacher at school used to say, if you betray yourself long enough, it eventually becomes a death wish. That's exactly what happened. I think the biggest gift I got from it is me.
Right.
I have me today.
Yeah, and you're so smart, and you're so pretty, and you're such a wonderful spirit.
Thank you, Bradley.
The power of words. Tell me, we got 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
Tell me about the power of words. People always say, I can't do this, and this always happens, and they're just building it, aren't they?
Yeah, well, our unconscious mind is determining way more than we would like it to determine.
Right.
And whatever we say gets recorded in our unconscious, whether we're saying it about someone else or we're saying it about ourselves. So our words have so much power to create. We are actually creating our reality, our lives, what we feel about ourselves, which in turn creates our lives with every word we say. So, and every word has a vibration. So, I used to think that was all hogwash.
Hogwash. It's all hogwash.
It's all hogwash, but it's true.
It is, isn't it?
It's true. And so I'm very careful with what I say.
Yeah, I've got something I say. Up to this point, I've always blank, but from this point on, it's easy. Up to this point, it's always been hard, but from this point on, it's a piece of cake.
Right.
Which surrenders what it has been.
Right.
But it lets you embrace what can be today and the possibilities.
Right.
In your life. This is wonderful. You got to promise me one thing.
What's that?
You got to promise me you'll come back.
Oh, I would love to come back. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Thank you,
I
Bradley.
wish all shows were this good and this simple and this easy and this wonderful.
Thank you.
This is really, really cool. So you spell your last name again.
Schlesinger.
First name?
Alycia. And
Okay.
I'm on Facebook.
You're on Alycia Schlesinger on Facebook.
Right.
They can find you on Facebook, or they can send you an email at, what is that email address? AMS, Apple, Mary, Sam, Breeze, BREEZE, AMS Breeze at yahoo.com.
That's right.
And they send a question, send something, send a
Sure.
comment.
I'd love to hear from people.
This
Absolutely.
is wonderful. You're coming back. We're going to book another
it.
date before you leave the studio.
that sounds good.
Because here comes that music again. When the music starts, it's kind of hard to, well, the show's over. So
Thanks, Bradley.
Thank you very much, Alicia. This has been fantastic. Isn't she great? She's great. She's wonderful. And she had some really, really empowering stuff to listen to this show over and over and over again. Again, I'd like to give a great big thanks to Fred Siegel and our friends from around the globe for supporting our charity, the Cool Change Foundation. You too can help the foundation, help the mom, dads, and kids in your community, and you can do that right now. Simply send your donation of love and support directly to the foundation at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. Every penny counts. The children need your help. Thecoolchangefoundation.org. We thank you. I'd like to give a great big thanks to our guest, the fabulous Alycia Schlesinger, an inspirational storyteller and empath. Contact her on Facebook. I'd also like to thank the people that make this show happen. Our fantastic engineers, Rob Gainey, author of Rockin' Your Stage Sound, available in bookstores now. Our fitness expert, Paul Madonna, who'll be back with us again tomorrow. Our assistant producer is Taylor Hoskins. The show is produced by Bradley Quick Productions. It's been made possible by Fred Siegel, YouTube, Google, Buzzbros, The Salvation Army, Universal Studios, Milestones Ranch, Malibu, Tim Allen, Carrie White, Marilyn Toth, and many others, including the Cool Change Foundation. Remember, it's time for a cool change with the Cool Change Foundation. Let me think. What was something important we said today? If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. If you want something different, you got to do something different. No change for you, no gain for you. Now go get them. Find something else to do. See you tomorrow.